I am born to achieve greatness, and so are you. This episode explores the transformative journey of self-discovery and the power of embracing your unique identity. Finding your purpose isn't just about what you do, it's about understanding who you are. Together, we'll uncover practical steps to identify your strengths, passions, and values, to discuss how aligning with your true purpose leads you to a more fulfilling life. Joining me this week is Dr. Darlene Williams, a transformational relationship coach, life coach, mediator, impact motivational speaker, and podcast host with over 34 years of experience. She shares inspiring insights, real-life stories, and actionable strategies to help you confidently step into your greatness.
Born to achieve. Born to achieve. Welcome to Born to Achieve podcast, the show that inspires and motivates you to unlock your full potential and achieve your goals. With your host, Warren Andrew Pinder. Let's get started on this week's episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.
We are born to achieve, and so are you. Today, we have with us a transformational relationship coach, life coach, mediator, impact motivational speaker, podcast host with over 34 years of experience, Dr. Darlene Williams Price. Welcome to the Born to Achieve Greatness podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Oh, great. My partner, and what I say, she is my coach to keep me motivated, to keep me going each week. I guess I would say the person that keeps my drive in the right direction, right? To come each week and share the importance of why we want to motivate persons to unleash the power within them to identify exactly what their gifts and talents are. So today's topic for this episode is knowing your true purpose. And Dr. Pratt, you are one who have, I guess, gone from seeing, if I was to read this entire bio, right, we would be here for a moment, but it speaks volumes. And we would want you today to really share with our listening audience the true meaning of their purpose, right? So just introduce yourself and give us an idea exactly when we're talking about purpose. How important is it to one's success?
Well, I am Dr. Darlene Williams Price. I am a motivational speaker, as you say, a relationship and a life coach, a certified mediator. I am also a minister. I officiate weddings. But I am also a person who came from a situation where, as an adopted child, and you're just by yourself, someone wants you, and that people would think gives you purpose. But no, your purpose is in you. It's already there. It's like a seed ready to be watered the right way so that it can grow with the right amount of sunshine and the right amount of encouragement. A purpose-driven human being is someone who feels like deep down in their soul, the fulfillment and the alignment of what they're doing becomes a part of their core values and their passion.
Great. So that said, right? That like segs right into my second question. How does one know their true purpose?
You know, when you hit your true purpose, it's kind of like, think about, you're walking down the street one day and you go, "Ooh, I really, really believe that I can help this man on the corner." And you don't give him money. You take him home, you get him cleaned up, and you talk to him about what he wants. When you're living your purpose, it's about serving others. It's that connected sense of meaning in your life for lives of others. You're driven by a mission, a goal, a calling that resonates so loud, you can't get away from it. And a lot of people are like that. When they're called to sing, that's all they ever want to do. All they ever want to do is sing. They're called to dance. All they ever want to do is dance. They're called to minister. All they ever want to do is minister. Everything else is good, but that's what they're called to do. That's their purpose. That's what they were put here on this planet to do. That sense of purpose can be found in so many different areas of our life. It could be in our career. It could be in our relationship. It can be about creativity or service, or maybe it's just personal growth, but it starts as something small, something very small. A person living on their purpose, like me, I knew I'm a singer. I knew I'm a writer. I knew I'm a great mom. I knew I'm a great wife. I knew that I could serve others. I could cook. Well, these weren't my purpose. My purpose, when I brought it all together, it was like serving people. Because what people don't realize is when someone is singing to you, yeah, they're making money, but that's their purpose because they're giving. And the only thing they're asking you is to do is pay attention, be motivated, be empowered, be grounded, be clear that I'm here to serve you. If I was standing on a stage right now and I was singing a song to an audience, my emotion is drawn from the power in them feeling what I'm singing.
I hear you, sister. I sing, I also sing in the choir, right? And a lot of times, like for instance, I have been like extremely busy and I can't get to choir practice. And my choir director's like, Andrew, we need you. We need you, but I can hold a note. And I'm not sure as if like, when I go and they ask me and I do well. And it's like I'm not finding that drive to take me there, right? So I'm just showing you like the other side of it. Where does one find that drive, right? That drive that ties in that they can say, I wake up in the morning, I'm happy. I want to go sing. I want to go to choir practice. I want to do it. Show me, just tell me. I'm bad at it. I promised my choir director over and over that I'm gonna be at choir practice. And I will be there. I need to find time to do so. So I'm just trying to like give a live example. For instance, like someone another may choose to do something different at the time that they love versus going to choir practice. So how do we know that? Where do we find that joy and happiness that ties us or we drive us to really understand that may be our purpose?
So let me ask you a question. What are you willing to sacrifice? Because
Uh,
if you are living in your purpose, sacrifice, that's just normal.
Exactly.
Because you have that clarity of vision. You have the understanding that what it is that you do is wanted, it's needed, and it evolves more and more over time. That's number one, clarity of your vision.
Right.
Number two, inner fulfillment. When you get up, what drives you? What would you do even if you never got paid? That's your purpose.
Gotcha.
If you never got paid a dime, you're still going to do it. Your daily activity. What is it that makes you go into action? What aligns you with your core values and your desires? Number three, what's your resilience and your focus? If it's not focused, then it may not be your purpose. Because people who have a purpose, and I want you to hear me clearly, football players want to go to the NFL. Some want to go because they want the money. But there are those who are just naturally gifted. And when they get up in the morning, they will practice all day. They will practice all night. They will skip a meal. They will work in the gym because for them, that is their purpose. It's not just about money. It is, I could do this because I breathe it. So their resilience and their focus is there. The other part of that, very, very important, is your authenticity. Your actions and your decisions are going to be consistent when it's your purpose. You're going to be your true self.
Yes.
You don't feel the need to conform to an inside or an outside expectation or pressure or persuasion because that's who you are. It is your DNA. Your purpose is your DNA.
Got
and
you.
You have this sense of contribution. So when you put all that together, the clarity of vision, your inner fulfillment, your resistance and focus to everything that's outside of that, the authenticity of being yourself in every situation, your willingness to sacrifice, and then that sense of contribution to community, to individuals, to the world, that positive impact. When you leave this world, you leave a legacy. That, my friend, is your purpose.
Your
You
purpose.
want to leave a legacy where your footprints in the sand lead to greater impact in a positive way.
You're so correct in saying so. When we sit down and you really see, or if you've ever been around successful persons, they are focused on the goal.
Yeah.
They are focused. They don't regardless of what happened around them. They know how to say, I need to get this done. I need to complete this task. I'll come to the party later. Yeah, we'll celebrate later. But right now I'm focused on achieving the goal at hand. So you spoke a little about, athletes, football athletes that know, they're talented. And then there are some that just say, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be a football player.
Right.
And a lot of time that's a trap set for some persons because they see it as a way out. And rightfully so. It could be a way out for many persons that need it. When do you honestly realize that, yeah, you've been in the game for a while and it's just not happening? I'm not going to see the league, but let me now look at my alternative. Let me really begin. How do we begin to help, especially our young men, to understand that, yes, it may be your dream and aspiration, but not your purpose, that you're not dashing when you don't make the league?
Any relationship in any life, I believe that young men, young women, grown men, grown women need a mentor. They need someone that they can be open and honest and communicate how to live their purpose. Individuals tend to, like you say, they want this to get out of the situation they're in. But if they're being vulnerable, number one, with their mentor, someone who has been there, done that, has a t-shirt, as I say, they're not afraid to express their thoughts, their feelings, their desires in a clear and direct way, as long as they know how. In relationships, there needs to be transparency, and that's how we prevent those misunderstandings when we're guiding someone to their purpose. You know when you hit your purpose when it's not always easy. See, people think, oh, I found my purpose, it was easy. No, trust me when I say Usain Bolt will not easy. You are practicing morning, noon, and night, but he wanted to do what he did from the inside out. Not because someone said, you're great and you can do from him and from heaven comes his message. He's going to be able to be still and say, this is what I can do and this is how I can do it. And he doesn't have to brag about it. He just does it. You have to actually self-talk and listen to yourself and listen to, as they say in church, good counsel. That's helping you to reach that purpose. Now, if I told you today, hey, you know what, your purpose is to minister, it may be, but that's what I said. But I tell people, what does God say? Sit, listen, meditate. And when you actively listening, you're listening to understand, not just to hear. And you're not just listening to pull out the parts that sound good to you. You understand that when you live your purpose, you have respectful boundaries. You're not going to cross a certain line. There are certain requirements that must be met. You must align yourself with the goals and the values and the relationships that lead you to serving. And I will continue to say, when you're living in your purpose, you're always serving. You're never in the service of self. You're always in the service of others. How do you find that? Sit down on a piece of paper, write down everything you're good at doing. Word is good. And then write down the things that you do effortlessly. There are people in this world who are artists and they don't even have to breathe hard. They will sit down and you're talking to them and they've sketched out the whole Central Park with a pencil, no work whatsoever, no training whatsoever. That's their purpose. Now, some will walk right into that and some will go, oh, it's just a hobby. But the people who actually grasp what's natural for them, and it's not an effort, it's not work for them, they know. It's a knowing. And then to have the proper support, that just makes it exponentially better. But it has to be healthy.
Yeah, that is something that, like, we spoke of relationships, and there's many different relationships in our lives, work relationships, marital relationships, our family relationships, and how do we know? How do we feel like the support that you just spoke of, right? Without that support, that it deters you, and you may not be seeking or finding that purpose. You don't find that joy. How do we counter that? How do we to keep us aligned with our purpose? And we don't find ourselves entrapped in living out someone else's purpose for us.
Well, one thing I tell young people, know you, know thyself, understand yourself first. I understand that I was raised by people who, number one, were always encouraging. Number two, they always set high standards for me. But I also understand that on the opposite side of that, you have people that their standards are, I didn't do that, you don't need to do that. But you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do the work required to break this generational curse, to break this negative attitude, to break this thing that does not fit in what God told me? If He told me, yeah, this is what it's supposed to be, I don't think so. I've never read a scripture in the Bible where God says, yeah, be negative and just take it all like this. No, He says, count it all joy. There's a reason for that.
Yes.
Count it all joy. You have to go to Him separate and apart from this situation. And you have to literally ask, what is it that you would have me do? How can I serve you on this earth? Because He has a plan for us all. Please understand that when we get here, He's already got a plan. Now, whether we follow that plan, that's different because He gives us free will, right?
Mhm.
So when I come to someone and they say, I don't know what I want to do with my life, I ask them to list down everything they think they want. Because I'll ask them, what do you want to do? And they list all these things down. And I mean, sometimes it's a very long list. I said, what are the things you think you can't do? And they list all of those things down. Okay. I said, now let's look at these two lists and see what they have in common. And once we start pulling out the things that they want to do and they think they can't do, we eliminate everything else. And then they realize, oh, all of these things I said, all these things have a straight line. They're all within the same route. If you want to be the greatest violinist, what do? Practice. If you want to be a great speaker, what do? Practice. If you want to be a great chef, what do? Practice. Everything that allows us to be the best at, whether it's one, two, or three things, we must continually evolve. We must continually pursue the purpose of He who is our boss, God, and
Always.
who we want to serve. If you want to serve the homeless, then how do you want to do that? If you want to serve women, how do you want to do that? If you want to serve those who have been traumatized, how do you want to do that? Make a plan, but make it simple. Communicate around the support you need because it's always here. The support
Yes.
we need is always there. You have to seek it out sometimes. It may not be at home. It may be elsewhere. And it's not making you bad, it's making you better. Set short-term goals, set long-term goals, and encourage yourself. Practice, practice, practice every morning. Same time. Pray, meditate, focus. And during tough times, resort back to that prayer, back to that meditation, back to that focus. And when you achieve even a small goal, celebrate.
Always.
Celebrate.
Always.
Recognize that everything that is good can be better. Recognize that conflict has a purpose too, because it builds our faith, it builds our courage, it builds our strength. When conflict arises, people living their purpose are more likely to approach disagreements with the mindset of growth rather than victory.
Dr. Brad, that is let's repeat that, right? It's important
Yes.
because a lot of times, right, conflict, persons do not know how to resolve them. And it deters them from really understanding what's right around the corner.
Right.
It becomes an obstacle. So in understanding that, hold up, let me just stop a moment and just breathe. Okay, how did I get here? Why am I at this junction? Why is it I'm at this junction? What is the universe saying to me at this point? Right? What is this that I need to learn from? What is it? This is a teachable moment for me.
Mhm.
Open my mind, my heart to accepting that, okay, I'm here. How do I get up?
That's it.
And that's in leading us to that purpose. But each of us born with that gift. How do our gift tie into our purpose?
Your gift is the seed that your purpose comes from, that tree of purpose comes from, that shared value, that shared vision, that vulnerability, that trust, all of that's in that gift. And it gives you visions for the future, not just for you, but for others. It tends to enliven you. It's like when people drink this Red Bull, they say, "Oh, it gives you wings." No, your purpose gives you wings. Your gift gives you a foundation to grow your wings. Yes, you are going to struggle, but dreams and uncertainty make us powerful. They don't make us weak. They redefine and they sharpen us each and every time. When we communicate what's going on with us in the proper way and recognize, as I said, conflict is not bad. There's a victory in it. And when we begin to value it and preserve that mutual respect and understanding, that gift, that seed becomes our purpose, that giant oak tree. Because overall, one's living a purpose can deeply enrich everybody around them. Even people who thought negative, you can change their mind by what they see, not just by what you do. It changes the communication in your relationship. It encourages authenticity. It's empathy and mutual respect. And when you join all of that together in any relationship, you can be clear about your goals, help others to be clear about theirs, and become a more powerful connection tool for growth.
Doc, you can take right now, right? A lot of load off a lot of persons, right? Understanding that when we speak of their gift, all the hard work that someone puts in, all the struggle that they go through, all of this is just building them. Like you said, it's a seed that's planted once you're focused and you understand if they understand it, what the purpose is,
Yes.
nothing should shake them. That you are watering, that seed, the gift that is given to you, that you're building upon it, that you're putting in your blood, sweat, tears to find and be rewarded through your purpose.
I mean, the gift, think about this. A gift can be really something as simple as emotional intelligence,
Yes.
creativity, leadership. Some people are great at leadership, or they can have a special talent. But all of that, you must have empathy. You must pay attention to your intuition. You must pay attention to your spiritual insight. It's inside of all of us.
Right.
That no matter what, you got to nurture your gift. Treat your gift. I tell people, treat your gift like a baby. Okay, they can't do anything for themselves. They can't grow alone. So you have to feed them and clothe them and bathe them and nurture them and be kind. The key to managing and effectively involving and nurturing our gift benefits both me and you and the rest of this world. And it's a step-by-step process. And the first step is always being self-aware.
Self-aware.
Be self-aware. Recognize and understand that you have gifts. And then spend time reflecting on the strengths that you have. Not just a physical strength, but mental, emotional, social, financial, academic, intimate. All of those things are strengths. There are some of us who are academic geniuses. Strength. There's some of us who are fantastic artists in many, many ways, whether it's music, it's dance, whatever it is, gifts. Understanding the impact of your gift, how far it spreads. Imagine it snowed. How far can the snow go? How far can the rain go?
Yeah.
How far can the sun go? That's how far your gift can go.
Agreed. What is the spiritual connection to your purpose?
It's always, what does God want, not what you want. Yes, God, I want to be rich because I want to be a ballet dancer. You're not asking him, you're telling him as if you order him around. The spiritual connection is, I've given you this. I've already laid the groundwork. So then it becomes, how do you want me to manage this gift? And you wait patiently and you listen. And while you're waiting, it doesn't mean sit around and do nothing, but train your mind and train your spirit to hear his voice.
There's something that we have to look on the flip side as well. There are persons with gifts that can literally find themselves leading persons in the wrong direction. We have a lot of people with strong gifts and talents that can connect with the wrong set of guys and become a leader in that on their own right. But is that their purpose? Is
No.
that
That's a human decision. That's a human decision. They chose how to utilize their gift in the wrong way. And it's very, very simple. What God giveth, God can take away. But sometimes we have to understand that what they're doing is supposed to be teaching the rest of us a lesson. I'll give you a good example, actually a recent example. I had someone come to me and say, "Oh my God, I was standing outside. I wasn't doing anything wrong. And my boss came and yelled and screamed in my face. But I did what you said. I just stood there. I didn't change my facial expression. I didn't move my hands around because they're very expressive. I just listened. And when they were done, I said, I'm sorry, but I did not do what you accused me of. And this is why." Now, her particular gift, literally, she should have been an attorney, is to have arguments and win. However, I told her try something different. Don't argue at all and be victorious. Not just win, be victorious. Because the person who had that power misused it. They were given a gift as to be a supervisor. That sometimes people are given those gifts of hierarchy, and God watches how they misuse that power. And it's a lesson for the rest of us. You have to learn while the teaching is being taught.
so? Basically, persons can actually miss the mark
Mhm.
by abusing their gifts.
Absolutely.
Because a person, let's say, we're speaking to someone that finds themselves, I guess, surrounded by the law, on the wrong side of the law, find themselves in and out of prison, and understanding that this my thing. This is what I'm used to. This is what, and believing. I mean, we want to tell them right away that that's no way God's gift or God's plan for your life. That's not His purpose for your life, to be in and out of captivity when He set you free. So
Right.
we are destined to be great. We are born for greatness. We want is the focus that we need to, to really say to ourselves, to really put in, believe in our minds that we can overcome whatever it is that someone else is trying to teach us. It's just as you and I'm trying to come back to the point of what you said. The mere fact that is the lesson in the controversy in your lives. Understanding that when you're faced with trouble, trials, tribulation, that you need to stop for a moment, and that's when you ask the question: is this really what I was born to be?
Right.
Is this my purpose in life? Depending or being taken care of by the state, or understanding. So what you're saying is very, very important for whomever. I mean, from a young man to an adult, there are many persons still struggling.
Yes.
And to those that find themselves in that state, what is the word that we can share to motivate them, to uplift them, to give them hope?
Understand that spirit gifts, talents, and purpose are a golden chain, not to bind you, but to free you. And if you listen, just sit and be quiet, whether the word is on the wind or the word is on the radio, a spirit gift is often seen as your calling from within, something that is unique only to you from a deep level. And it resonates with you so powerfully that when it will bring tears to your eyes if you cannot achieve it. Understand that when you wake up in the morning, you have already been given your first gift, life. If you see, you hear, you taste, you touch, you smell, those are the other gifts of that day. Now, how will you use the purpose of those gifts to lead, to teach, to create, to reshape the mind, the heart, and the spirit of someone else? And how you perceive and interact with this world as a healer on a large scale is a greater thing. Example is a person with a gift of empathy may have a deep spiritual connection to understanding the emotions and the spiritual need of others. Their purpose could revolve around supporting and guiding others through counseling and coaching and making their gift the foundation of life's purpose. That I can say to any man, any woman, any child, open your heart, your mind, and your eyes to developing your talents and your skills to fulfill your purpose. Not what someone else tells you you are, but who God says you are. Allow your talent to be honed so strong that it is unshakable and you cultivate it, you nurture it, and you refine it and redefine it so that you're going out and around the globe. You know how many people you need to touch each and every day. Use that creative expression of your spirit to soar. Make sure that your purpose helps you focus not just on what you can get, but what greatness you can give.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. We hope you found it informative, inspiring, and motivating. Born to Achieve. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Stay focused on your goals, and we'll see you on the next episode of Born to Achieve.
Take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Sign up today and claim your free ebook at www.borntoachievegreatness.com. Follow us on Facebook at Achieve Movement Inc. Get your copy of Exploring Achieveland, A Journey to Realize Your Dreams, Motivational Stories of Kindness, Inspiring Stories for Kids on Amazon and Kindle.